I decided to take a trip to New Haven to support my cousin, Liam Parker, who was running the New Haven Marathon. I was driving all the way from St. Louis, Missouri to Connecticut and had to take Route 20, one of the longest highways in the United States. I'm not a fan of flying, so I left around 3 p.m. after work. My GPS said it would take about 15 hours, but knowing my driving style, I expected to make it in 14. The ETA showed 6 a.m., though I hoped to arrive by 5 a.m. if I didn't stop. I prefer to keep stops minimal on long drives. I like to just push through. Most of Route 20 passes through open land with very little traffic. Around 1 a.m., about 10 hours into the trip, I was practically the only car on the road. Music was blasting to keep me alert. Despite having 2 cups of coffee, I was starting to feel fatigued, but I kept going, imagining how good it would feel to finally collapse into a bed. Suddenly, headlights appeared in my rearview mirror. I was in the left lane and the car behind me was dangerously close, so I switched to the right lane. The vehicle sped past me, then inexplicably slowed to match my pace. As soon as I tried to pass, it cut in front, almost clipping my car. My heart started racing. I wasn't looking to become the victim of a road rage incident, especially at this hour. The truck was old and black, not a police vehicle, and it began flashing its lights aggressively. I kept driving, accelerating slightly, hoping to find other cars or help, but the highway was empty. The truck then floored it, roaring past me and cut in front again, blocking my way. I stomped the brakes and honked, desperate to signal my panic. The driver turned on hazards and waved me to pull over. I refused and quickly maneuvered around him as he veered onto the shoulder. I hit 100 miles per hour and he was still dangerously close. I exited the highway at the first ramp and stopped at a red light, thinking I had lost him. But the truck pulled up behind me and alongside me. Inside were 3 men wearing masks, staring at me with an intimidating glare. Panic surged through me, and I blew the red light to escape onto the main road where there were finally other cars. The pickup finally stopped following me. By then, I was genuinely scared for my life. This was more than a typical road rage incident. I didn't see a license plate. I only remember it was a black 1990s pickup. I parked in a Walmart lot in New Haven and fell asleep. I woke up a few hours later and finished the drive safely. After telling my family about the incident, I warned them and everyone else to be extremely cautious when driving late at night. It was around 4 in the morning on a Saturday when Daniel Harper was driving to work along the interstate near Riverton City. He was already running late, so he stayed in the middle lane and drove faster than usual. The road was mostly empty at that hour. Suddenly, a car appeared rapidly in his left mirror. Daniel was already going close to 80 miles per hour, so the speed of the other car immediately made him uneasy. It had to be moving well over 90. The car, a dark gray Honda Accord coupe, flew past him. Out of instinct, Daniel glanced inside as it passed. Even in the early darkness, he noticed the driver briefly turn his head and look back at him. That was when Daniel saw movement in the back seat. A young woman was there, desperately pounding on the rear window. At first, Daniel didn't understand what he was seeing. He thought maybe it was someone joking around or fooling with the driver. Most people don't instantly assume something dangerous is happening. But within seconds, the situation changed. The driver suddenly shoved the woman down below the window, and the car swerved sharply. That was the moment Daniel knew something was very wrong. The woman wasn't playing around, she was trying to get help. Daniel sped up and positioned his car behind them so he wouldn't lose sight of the vehicle. As he followed, he saw the driver repeatedly reach into the back seat with aggressive swinging movements. The woman's arms flailed as she tried to protect herself. Daniel's heart raced. He couldn't believe what he was witnessing. A kidnapping was happening right in front of him. Matching their speed at nearly 95 miles per hour, Daniel grabbed his phone and called 911. He explained everything, what he saw, the car description, and their location. While he was still on the call, the Honda's brake light suddenly lit up.
The driver slowed down deliberately. It was clear he had realized Daniel was watching and following him. Daniel feared the man might be armed, so he quickly passed the car and accelerated away. He exited the highway but stopped short of going all the way up the ramp. Moments later, when the Honda passed again, Daniel drove over the grass and merged back onto the highway behind it. He floored the gas to catch up, continuing to update the 911 operator. As Daniel closed the distance again, the driver noticed him almost immediately. Once more, the Honda slammed on its brakes. When Daniel tried to go around, the driver swerved and blocked him, forcing him to stop. The man jumped out of his car and ran toward Daniel, holding something in his hand. Panicking, Daniel threw his car into reverse and backed away fast. When the man stopped chasing him, Daniel shifted into drive and sped past before the man could return to his vehicle. The 911 operator calmly told Daniel that a state trooper was positioned further ahead and instructed him to keep driving until he passed the patrol car. The Honda followed closely behind, both vehicles racing down the highway at terrifying speeds. Then Daniel saw it, flashing red and blue lights behind the Honda. Relief flooded through him. With Daniel in front and a police cruiser behind, the driver had no escape. He pulled over onto the grass shoulder. Daniel stopped ahead, leaving plenty of distance. The officer approached with his weapon drawn and ordered the man out of the car. He was quickly restrained and placed in handcuffs. Another patrol unit arrived moments later. The woman was finally released from the back seat. She was shaken, injured, and crying, but overwhelmed with relief. She thanked Daniel repeatedly, telling him he had saved her life. Police later revealed that the man was her ex-boyfriend. Earlier that night, he had gone to her home. When she refused to speak with him, he attacked her, forced her into his car, and drove away with the child locks engaged. Daniel still shudders when he thinks about what might have happened if no one had noticed her desperate cries for help in the back seat of that speeding car.